President's Council of Economic Advisors analysis, which was issued week before last, on the impact of our executive actions on the economy.
Time that gently has expired, and I now recognize myself for the purpose of questioning. Secretary, it's good to see you today. Thank you for being here, and let me begin my questioning on a positive note. I was at a meeting the other night with a number of Republicans from New York who strongly opposed the executive order, but several of them went out of their way to say they had dealt with you as a lawyer and they have the highest regard for your integrity and professionalism. Totally unsolicited, they made a point of saying that first, and I agreed with them.
It goes downhill from here. Thank you.
There you go. Downhill. No, I'm opposed to the executive order for a number of reasons. We can discuss, the legal merits of it, but I'm influenced greatly by, in the Youngstown Sheet and Tube case where Justice Jackson, where the court struck down executive action by President Truman. And he was saying that executive action in questionable cases must be scrutinized with caution, because he said what is at stake is the equilibrium established by our constitutional system. And that's what I see here as being, apart from all the legalities, which I think are significant, there's the fact that if American people have faith in the government, they should feel that there's good faith coming from both sides. And in this case, we had the President time and again saying he did not have the power to do this. We have the fact that any time over the last 6 years the President could have issued this executive order. The fact that he did not issue the executive order until after the elections were over. If the President felt there was a consensus among the American people, then this should have been part of the campaign debate. That's how, in a democracy, people express their views. The fact is, they were virtually silent on this issue throughout the campaign. Campaign is over, Republicans win both houses, and then the President issues this order. I would say that if the President is sincere about wanting legislation, and if he believes he has the right to issue this order, why didn't he say he realizes things have changed in the Congress, he disagrees with the fact that the House did or did not act, and set a deadline of July 1st. And as of July 1st, he could issue his executive order. We could take what action we want against it, whether it's legislative, whether it's appropriations-wise. But during that 6 months, the President would have an opportunity to frame the national debate on trying to come to an immigration bill. He'd be able to focus attention on it, and then you would have seen the Republicans in the House and the Senate being in a position where they would have to deal with the President. And then, if July 1st comes along, and there is no, I'm using that as an arbitrary date, it could be any date, and then the President could issue the executive order, and the American people could decide who was right and who was wrong. Could take what action it felt it had to. The President, through you, could go ahead and implement the order. So I just feel, and I use the words advisedly, that there was bad faith in issuing the executive order at this time, and if we're trying to get the confidence of the American people, this is not the way to do it.
I guess in response, Chairman, I would say we did do that. We did exactly that. We said we were going to do this in the spring, and the President decided to wait over the summer to see whether the Congress would act. The Speaker, whose desire for immigration reform I believe is genuine, had hoped that he could get immigration reform through the House of Representatives. That did not happen. The President said he would wait. The Speaker told him we're not going to get a bill. Then we decided to wait till after the midterms, even further, and here we are. We've done a lot of waiting. We've waited for several years, sir.
I just think the President's executive order, again, the impression would leave is he's trying to undo the impact of the election. If he felt that strongly about it, he should have issued it before the campaign. But my time has expired, and I'm not trying to end your discussion. Again, my respect for you. And now my friend from New Jersey, Mr. Payne.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary,